Hello and welcome to round number 2 of the GT Club's GT4 League. My name is Matt Nipris, bringing you all the action here live on Go Race Promotions here on Twitch. And we are here at Autopolis Race Circuit, track based in Japan. If you've never heard of it, it probably means you haven't actually watched any of the Japanese Super GT. If not, shame on you. It is certainly a very interesting circuit, a very difficult track to get your head around. As we can see, a lot of the drivers are out there cutting laps. We are a little bit early for the start of the race. We still have about half an hour before we jump into qualifying, and I do believe we have a few drivers about to come around to start a new lap. We do indeed. Let's jump on board with Chris Nipris in the number 61 Camaro. He will take us for a quick lap around this circuit. We're going to have to go onto the roof for this one. As we head down the main straight, the Camaro hits 5th gear. Oh, it just grabbed 6th gear. That's interesting. Back down to about 2nd for turn number 1. The track falls away from the drivers as they make their way up towards turn number 2, which is quick little dab on the brake here, back a gear, maybe back a 2nd gear, get onto that curb, get it rotated, and then up to the first of many of these sort of double apex left-handers, and then hard on the brakes for this, well, for the first of the hairpins around this circuit. Nice and wide onto the exit curb. Keep the momentum up as we head to another very long left-hander as we start to make the big climb up the hill. Not too wide though, as Nipris does. He gets onto the exit curb and over onto the grass. And now we're about to have a real hard stop at the top of the hill with the incline. You can leave your braking a little bit later and use the incline to your advantage just to get it down to the speed, get around that very tight hairpin. Watch all the bumps on the apex there as well. Now downhill, back a gear for this fast right-hander. Track falls away again. You've got to be mindful of the descent. Lift off for this long right-hander into another sustained left-hander. And then up to a double apex right-hander. Even though it's 2 corners, you're essentially turning into 1 corner with 2 apexes. Get onto the throttle, over the curb. Now use the exit space. Try and get a nice wide entry into the second last corner, and then well, actually this is the second last corner. Another right hand that just takes forever. Use those multicolored barriers to time your throttle. Use all the curb available to get a good run down the main straight. We'll see what Nipris stops the clock at. It's going to be a pretty quick time actually. It is a 1:54.2. That puts him third in the session. A little bit off the pace of Matt Double. But that is 1 lap around Autopolis. Thank you to Chris Nipris for bringing us that lap live here on Twitch. Shout out to Shan660 and Termo715 for the follows off stream. Much appreciated, guys. Hope you enjoy the action that we bring you on this channel here. Hopefully you want to join in with some of the racing. We've already put up some links in the chat to Go Race Sim Sports Discord and GT Clubs Discord. Oh, that's bad news. My wrath has been kicked from the server. I would say there's a checksum mismatch. We continue to follow Chris Nipris in the 61 Camaro. He had a very, very difficult time at round number 1. He was certainly off the pace. He's been having a very difficult time of late as well. He had a difficult debut in the ATCC Masters about last week it was, but he was in a Group C car. He's made the switch to a VL Group A, but tonight he is still with the General in a mighty Chevrolet Camaro. You start seeing more drivers start to join the serve, which is great to see. Oh, Nipris off the track. So, well, I'm going to cop the blame for that one because, well, commentator's curse. He is not going to be happy with me for that. Anyway, let's jump off him and have a look at our currently the fastest man in the session, and that is Matt Double in the 42 McLaren. He's set a 1:52.709, I should say, and that is rather moving in these cars. And this very technical circuit has to be said. There's unfortunately whoever set up these broadcast cameras, they haven't done a very good job, I have to say. Anyway, what can you do? That is what it is. We'll just make do with what we can. In fact, we might even just utilise the onboard cameras a bit more this round. I think that's all that will mean. In fact, let's jump on board with Matt Double as he takes us around the final sector of this circuit. So currently set a purple sector in the final sector. So this should be a really quick lap. In fact, this should be within the 152.5s, although he gets it wrong. That's going to find the fence. Yes, he does. So that is Commentator's Curse live for you. But Lieutenant Llama also setting a purple first sector. So Lieutenant Llama in the GT4 Supra. This thing is a bit of a weapon, actually. Lieutenant Llama and Justin ReadyX both performing well at the first round at Oschersleben. As I believe ReadyX managed to score a podium. Llama sort of fought his way through the field, but just wasn't enough. In that reverse grid race number 2. And anyway, Lieutenant Llama currently second in the session. 0.2 off of, I think that's 0.2 off of Matt Double's lap time. In fact, I think that's actually his sector time, so he's lost a bit of time in the last 2 sectors. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that the delta is showing red, so he hasn't had a very good last sector of this last half of this lap. So Llama will be working on that rather quickly. So that's not an improvement. 53.0. Let's jump over to someone else. Well, Steve Duro in the AMG Mercedes. He's well, back in that one. We saw him in the warm-up rounds running the Ford Mustang. And, well, that didn't quite agree with him. Back in his trusty Mercedes AMG. And, well, he's certainly loving life back with the Silver Arrow. I don't like how that is positioned. We're going to put that back over there. We'll leave it up a little bit, because sometimes it comes up with the sectors, but anyway, it's not doing that at the moment. But anyway, as you can see, the live delta. Ooh, Duro running a little bit deep into the hairpin. Oh, we got a car off the track. Who was that? Oh, that's Nipris again. So Chris Nipris is not having a good time at the moment. That car just not quite working for him just yet, although he has made a huge improvement. I was talking with him last night. He was struggling to get into the 54s, but as we can see, he's into the 54.2s now, so I'm sure he'll be much happier with that. But anyway, let's rejoin Steve Duro. As he brings it around the final sector of this circuit. We'll have to bring you some quick stats on the Autopolis race circuit, such as the distance of it. So, it is based in Oita in Japan. Almost mispronounced that one. Let's get some stats on it. Wow, cost 47 billion Japanese yen. So that is quite an expense there. So let's have a look. Layout, it's got 19 turns. It was opened in 1990. Wow, this is weird. I've never heard of this circuit until I actually started following Super GT, but it's been opened in 1990, so there you go. Track length is 4.6 kilometers. Race lap record is a 1:26.960. 0.960, sorry, and that was done by Naoki Yamamoto in the Dandelion Racing Dallara SF19. I would say that would be the Super Formula cars from over there. Let's get some history on it. It was built at a cost of $500 million. Real estate developer and investment banker Tomonori Tsurumaki made headlines in 1989 when doing a Paris auction. Okay, so he's actually quite wealthy. I don't know why they've thrown that in the wiki page. That's Wikipedia for you. Anyway, that is about it. So this track hosts Super Formula, it hosts Super GT, hosts D1 GP. It is pretty well a fantastic facility by the looks of things. Yeah, so once again, if you've never heard of this circuit, check it out. Super GT, fantastic series, fantastic track to race on as well for Super GT, as we have Lieutenant Lama. He's set a purple final sector. He's up by 0.04 on his own best time. It is not going to be enough to top the times, but he does get slightly closer to Matt Double's time. Let's have a look at his teammate Justin Rediex in the other Toyota Supra. And he is having a great time at the moment, loving life in the Toyota Supra. Well, maybe not quite loving life right now, but certainly loving life with the Supra. He's very happy with it after a big change from, I believe he was running a Ferrari with us in the early stages of Go Race Promotions Sim Sport. But anyway, here he is in Toyota Supra this evening. Let's have a look at another man. He's Lachlan Nichols. We saw him last week in the ATCC Masters. Unfortunately, he's involved in a couple of incidents. Unfortunately, he did receive a few penalties. Well, certainly Lachlan Nichols in the 416 Porsche Cayman. Oh, he's got the Porsche tank slap. The cursed Porsche rear engine over rotation. You gotta love it, or hate it. I know I would be hating it, but I reckon that would be, once Nichols gets this car dialed in a little bit better, I reckon this will be a very quick car around this circuit. The circuit does seem to favour a car that rotates well, and Porsches, they rotate pretty well, it has to be said. Oh, Nichols, he grabs the dirt on the entry to turn number 1, grabs the curb a little bit too hard as well. As we see, Williams actually go up to 7th, and that must have been an outlap. Anyway, so let's jump on board with Nichols. Well, this is a bit different. If you catch Lockie Nichols on Twitch under Cinder Surprise, you would have seen about a week ago with ATCC Masters him driving the Volvo 240 and absolutely hacking away at the steering wheel. Though to be fair, no downforce with the Volvo, no grip whatsoever, and a lot of power. These cars, not a lot of power, but a lot of grip and a lot of downforce. So you can afford to be a little bit smoother with your steering inputs and the braking and acceleration inputs. So he brings it around that tight hairpin. This is well, a good smooth exit out of the hairpin. We'll have to see how this Porsche is changing direction for Lachlan. He's had a bit of a struggle that previous lap, almost put it into the fence. Looks like he's chasing Dravelmere. Just ahead in the all-green, well, funky paint job Panos. I'll show you that paint job in a minute. It is a very funky livery. This time the Porsche likes the change of direction. Now, I have no idea how anyone could enjoy driving a Porsche, but that's just me. I don't like having a car that could almost kill me at a moment's notice. Oh, there we go. Got a bit of a slide on the change of direction out of that long right-hander. And Lockie Nichols will stop the clock. It's looking like a respectable time. I have no idea what it's doing. A 55.4. That is a personal best for Lockie, but still a little way off the pace. Got a couple of tenths to make up on Chris Nipris just ahead. I would say a 55 versus a 54 from Nipris. Anyway, let's check out Dravelmere's funky Panos. That is one of the most psychedelic liveries I've ever seen. You know, it looks good. Whatever. Empress improves a 54.2. So, say he's starting to come to grips with that Camaro tonight. As we continue to follow Dravelme. He's made an improvement. Well, his delta is looking pretty good. 5 minutes improvement, so I would say the first lap was his out lap, but he outbrakes himself at the hairpin. That's going to hurt him. Oh, we have a car off the track. That would be Corey Williams. I think he's just pulled over to the side there, just to return to pit lane. Let's continue to follow Dravelme. In fact, we'll jump on board with him. Wow, this Panos is loud. Runs it very wide. Now, I believe these guys are also running Success Ballast as well. And Dravelme, after having a really good round number 1, he's carrying a fair bit of ballast, if I'm not mistaken. We'll run through the ballast in just a second. We'll finish the lap with Dravelme. See what pace the Panos has got tonight. Something like a 53. It will be a 55. Oh, wow. So Dravelme is struggling tonight. A 55. That is very uncharacteristic for Dravelme. We're used to seeing him a little bit further up the front. So there we go. We have got 50 kilos on board with Matt Double. It hasn't slowed him down, though. Doing 52.7s. Lieutenant Lama, 20 kilograms. Diego Rath with 42 kilograms. Steve Juro, 25. Justin Reddyx, 30 kilograms. Chris Nipris, he has 0 kilograms. Ben Ellis, 23. Dravelme with 42. Josh Hill with 22. And we'll go over the page. And we shouldn't see... Oh, there we go. Fando with an incredible 60 kilos of ballast on his Aston Martin. So, geez, that is going to be a very tough night for Fando. I'm assuming he's going to turn up. It's, not sure. I think he was a bit iffy as to whether he was going to turn up tonight. Although Ryan Ford has just turned up in the server. That's great to see him back in the Saline S1. I think that is everyone. Well, look at that. We have 24 drivers in this league. Great support shown by the GT4 community. Hopefully we get a few more actually jumping into the server and going racing. As we jump back to the pits for the broadcast car, it's looking good. Let's have a look at skid time in one of the BMWs. AKA Ben. In fact, I think this is a brand new livery. So, Ho4 Racing powered by Bonk Motorsport. Okay, I have a feeling that's a bit of a joke. Let's see, because what I love doing, if you're brand new to this channel, what I love doing is seeing if there are any little Easter eggs hidden around these liveries, and unfortunately for skid time, there's absolutely nothing. Disappointed again. Anything on Ryan Ford? No, nothing. Nothing for Corey Williams. This is looking really disappointing. Disappointing with Josh Hill. Nothing for Nichols. Ben Ellis. Well, we're not going to see much from that camera angle. So what is he running around in? That's the Alpine. Okay, so oh, big slide there from the Alpine. So, well, Dietmar Rath in the other Mercedes as well. He's got nothing in his. Nothing in his. So, if anyone from GT Club is watching this back on YouTube or on Twitch, please put some Easter eggs in your liveries. I love it. I absolutely love finding them. Anyway, let's have a look at around. We have Ryan Ford. Have a look at him in the Saline S1. Sorry, no, that's the Saline. No, yes, Saline S1. Getting them mixed up with other cars. So, Ryan Ford is about to start his first flying lap in the...
Life is a lot. It's frustrating, awkward, scary, embarrassing, weird, stressful, and complicated. Exactly what AHM isn't. Because when you're sweating the big stuff in life, the last thing you want to worry about is health insurance. AHM, the simple bit.
Tiny little Celine. let's have a ride on board with the Saleen and see how it's behaving for Ryan. Gets a bit of a slide on the entry to the corner, over rotation as he hit the curb, so car's not quite tackling the bumps very well. But, it's looking a little bit balanced now, particularly through the longer corners as well. It's a good balanced car for Ford. He's very wide of the apex. That's looking like a late apex. We'll see if Ford can try and get this Saleen a little bit further up than last round. Had a difficult time, and he's having a difficult time right now. He runs off track, so that will be lap excluded. But Justin Rediex, he's setting purple sectors, I should say. So this is looking good for Justin Rediex. Jump on board with him right now. I have to say the Toyota has got a funky looking steering wheel. He brings it around the second last corner. Ben Ellis jumps up to 8th. While we're watching Justin Rediex. He's dropped 4/10 in that last sector. It is going to be a good improvement for himself. He goes up to 4th, so Rediex, currently the reigning GT3, Super GT3 champion with the Go Race Sim Sports Super GT League. So, yeah, he's certainly coming a long way with his sim racing. So we continue to watch Rediex fly around this circuit. Lips a little bit of a break into that hairpin. See how he's looking. That has cost him a little bit of time on the live delta. So I don't think we're going to see a huge improvement from Rediex this lap round. Still got plenty of time for drivers to just start making little bits of improvement here and there. Actually, Dravomir now up to 6th. So I think Dravomir is starting to get a handle on the panos. I imagine that the panos will be very difficult around this circuit, just because of the long body. But, imagine that car will not rotate very well. In fact, Rediex, he's abandoned that lap, managed to pull it in. Practicing his pit entry. That is a smart idea. This server is running real penalty. Rather important that you get your pit entry right and avoid those penalties during the race. Matt Double is actually, I think he's actually improved his time as well. He's down to a low 52. Let's oh well, Ryan Ford up to 7th. So the Saleen working pretty well so far. Let's have a look at Josh Hill in the lone Audi, if I'm not mistaken. So the number 38 Audi. As I said, the lone Audi in this league at the moment. Make sure you join the GT Club Discord so you can put your entry in. Still got plenty of spaces available, if I'm not mistaken. actually believe that is his outlap. Maybe? I don't know. No, 56.7 for Joshua Hill. That puts him up to 11th. So there's a little bit of improvement left to find in the Audi. We'll have a jump over to Ben Ellis in the Alpine. I believe this is the only Alpine in the field. And, this is a truly, truly tiny little car. It's actually a little bit adorable, if you permit me to say that. In fact, I do remember watching a live stream of the, I believe it was Octane Online. They did a GT4 race, just a little exhibition race, and well, during their broadcast they noted how small the Alpine is in comparison to some of the other cars. It was a bit like watching the Minis versus the Ford Falcons back at Bathurst way back in the day. Oh, big slide for Ben Ellis on the apex of turn number 1. This Alpine is not quite working out for him at the moment. This does not look as though it's a very comfortable car to drive at the moment. We're right on board with Ellis now. I was certain that that we saw Ben Ellis actually in a BMW last time out. Unfortunately, this is not a good view. Looks like the Alpine has not got great onboard cameras, so yeah, I don't think we'll be spending much time in car with Ben Ellis tonight. Can, however, go on top of the roof. Oh, geez, the car's just not looking stable at all. Going to exit the final corner. It's not going to be a very flash time, although, as I say that, well, it's 55.2, so not bad for Ellis, but still needs to find a fair bit of time in this Alpine. Well, it runs it wide again. Just got Ryan Ford ahead of him in Celine. So in fact, let's just change things up a little bit. We're going to go for a little virtual tour of the circuit. In fact, we're going to go Easter egg hunting while we're waiting for the final few minutes of practice to finish up. So there's got to be some. It doesn't look like there is any. Let's go to the paddock. There's surely some sort of Easter egg around here somewhere. Nope. That's a shame. Anything in the garages? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Find something. Well, that guy's sunk into the concrete. That's not good. Oh no, they're going invisible. Oh jeez. That guy is levitating. Is that Chris Mindfreak? No, it looks like Chris Angel. Looks like Chris Angel to me. Oh wow, Chris Angel everywhere. Jeez, that's not good. Oh look, there's more floating people in the buildings. There you go. There you go.
Come on. Stay connected on Australia's biggest mobile network and get 55 gigs for $15 with a 28-day expiry SIM. Save $25 when you buy online before Feb 1. Hurry, visit boost.com.au and switch today.
Vengeance is mine.
Don't let those launch codes fall into enemy hands.
I'm sure there's someone somewhere who made this track that's absolutely cursing free cam at the moment. What's that? That's a drift car. Okay. They're all drift cars. Now let's go up onto the top floor, and there's absolutely... Oh, there's still more people. Still more floating people. That's good. That's good. Autopolis. There you go. That's a good... That's pretty cool. Like almost everyone entering the pit lane now. I'd say the drivers are into their drivers briefing right now. Bit of a random sponsor there. Ooh, building. Oh, and a go-kart track. Ah, that's good. That's good. Oh, no, broken. Okay, we're back. So I don't even know what this is. I think this might be a miniature circuit. Maybe a different layout. No, broken it. Broken it. Broken it. There we go, fixed. Not looking like much in the way of Easter eggs, unfortunately. Detonator spark plugs. That's it. I've broken it again. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back. Fine. Just go again. Yeah, detonator spark plugs are triple T carburetors. Yeah, very respectable brand there. Don't get your NOS energy drink. Oh, Need for Speed Live. Okay, so that's what this map is from. Okay, very good. Very good. Suppose since it's a port from Need for Speed, we won't see many Easter eggs then. That's a shame. Orc Performance, respectable brand. Oh, broken. Don't break it. Don't break it. Jesus. Broken. There we go. Fixed it. So let's have a look at some of the more crucial parts of this circuit. So, of course, turn number 1, always a crucial part of any circuit, but especially this one. We can expect to see a bit of action in turn 1, lap 1, as the whole field charges down the main straight and tries to plant it onto the apex. Hard braking, track dips away, you name it, it's got everything. I'm going to keep flying around the circuit here. Turn number 2, pretty basic, but here is a good passing opportunity if you like to just do some little dive bombs here and there, come around the left-hander. When they go to hold it to the left-hand side, you just keep it to the right and just absolutely plant it onto the apex around this hairpin, which I've now lost. Okay, fixed. No, broken. Broken. It's broken. It's broken. There we go, fixed it. Oh, anti-stall. Bugger. Alrighty, let's just ignore that part of the circuit then. Okay, here we go. Another good passing opportunity will be up this hill. Now, as we said in the track lap guide with Chris Nipris, you can use the uphill run for the braking zone just to help slow the car's speed as you enter into this hairpin. You got to be careful though. It is slightly banked, but there are some awkward bumps all through the corner. So just got to be very mindful of that. Another crucial corner right here. This downhill run into, well, after the hairpin. got to be very careful, very precise, very easy to run a little bit wide and broken. There we go. Very easy to run wide and into broken. Right. Oh, still broken. God. There we go. Right. No, you know what? Stuff it. We're done. We're done with the fly around. Just have to imagine the rest of the circuit with the flying drone cam. So drivers are still in driver's briefing. That is a notification from Windows for some reason. Don't know what that is. Okay. Recording error. Okay, that's good. Probably because I haven't actually deleted the previous. Yep, there we go. That's a good reason why. Yeah. Rid of them. Alright, let's restart this stream recording. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, YouTube. We are back. Okay, so that looks like the end of driver's briefing. So we still have about 4 minutes, well, just under 5 minutes for drivers to just get their cars sorted out just before qualifying. Let's have a quick fly around pit lane and just see who is in the server right now. Well, I mean, we can see it down the right-hand side, left-hand side of the screen there. So we have Ben Ellis. I'm 99% sure he has swapped from the BMW to the Alpine. Don't really know much about the Alpine other than it is French, which probably says it about everything you need to know about it. Steve Duro in the Mercedes. He flies out of his pit box as chased by the Celine of Ryan Ford. That is it, because it looks like everyone is pretty well on track. We have Lachlan Nichols here in the 416 Porsche. Definitely keep an eye on the Porsche. Once that thing gets hooked up, I think it's going to be a very formidable car around this circuit. Let's check in on someone. So Chris Nipris, 154.2. That's his best lap. He'll be a little bit happy about that. I was talking with him last night. He was a little bit demoralised at the time. He just couldn't quite get the pace out of the car, but now tonight he's looking a little bit more comfortable with the Camaro. So hopefully we'll see good things from Nipris tonight. Good to see he actually got in and did some practice this round. A bit of a shame that we haven't got as many people into the server as what I was hoping we would see. But, you know, that is sim racing. Can't force people to turn up and race. We'll just sit back and listen to the sound of GT4. In fact, they're going to all dive into pit lane. Looks like the pit limiter line is a little bit earlier than the pit wall, so drivers have got to be aware of that. And good to see that plenty of drivers are practicing their pit stops. Very crucial thing to get right in a race situation. We have someone backfiring. See if we can't find someone out on the lap. It's Dietmar Rath. Here we go. This will be good. Dietmar had a pretty good round last time out at Ottersleben. And now tonight he's really punished a little bit with that success ballast. But that's what keeps the racing interesting. We saw in our Super GT League that he is more than capable of handling success ballast. He is, of course, the reigning GT500 champion in our Super GT League. let's check in on the second of the McLarens, Corey Williams. He's having a bit of a struggle in this practice session. Way down in... well, down in 13th. Don't want to say way down. But, well, he's just practicing his pit entry by the looks of things. And I believe a lot of people are just out practicing their pit entry in these last few laps. Check Justin ReadyX. Actually, let's check in on his teammate, Lieutenant Lama. He's got Chris Nipris right up behind him. And that also looks like... if I can get that right, I believe that is Dietmar Rath. Yep, it is. So I believe that these guys would all be just practicing their pit entries. Although as the clock ticks down to 0. There we go. Checkered flag is now out. And we will be jumping into qualifying. In fact, let's quickly jump back to the title screen, so as I find where the mouse is. We'll have a look at the format for tonight. So we're going to jump into 10 minutes of qualifying before we head into two 30-minute races with a reverse grid race. Mandatory pit stop between 20 and 10 minutes to go. It's going to be a great night of racing. We currently have 13 drivers in the server. So, well, we're all set for a great night of racing. Hope you got some nibblies right beside you. Maybe a bit of cheese, crackers. That's always a good winner. Maybe a beer if you like it, as we are about to get set for the start of qualifying. So here we go. All done for practice. Let's have a look at the at how they finished up in practice. So Matt Double on top with a 152.4 versus Lieutenant Lama with a 152.7. Justin ReadyX only a little bit behind his teammate with a 152.79. That is very close between the two Toyotas. And we have Demo Rath and Steve Duro, the two Mercedes, in 4th and 5th. A 152.8 from Rath and a 153.1 from Duro. Dravelmere in the first of the Panoses, 153.7. Was the best he could get down to, and he only just finished ahead of Ryan Ford with the 153.7.6. So pretty close between those two. Then we have Chris Nipris in the first of the Camaros, a 154.2. He just scraped in ahead of Ben Ellis with a 154.23. And Lachlan Nichols rounding out the top 10. Over the page we have Joshua Hill in the only Audi tonight, a 156.7 for Hill. So he's got a bit of work, but we don't know what these drivers have been doing in the practice session. Of course, variable fuel loads between all our drivers. Some could have been doing race simulations. Others could have been doing qualifying laps. You never know. We then have Skid Time, a.k.a. Ben, in the first of the BMWs, 157.3, and then Corey Williams. I don't think he actually got a lap in 2 minutes 17. I would say he did not get a lap in. So that is it. Welcome to the chat. God, this is these names. Magicy2. Welcome to the chat, mate. I have no idea what that emote is. Drink purple. Okay. Now, if you'd like to join in with GT Club, I believe they're actually starting a IMSA series or a couple of IMSA events. Or if you want to join Go Race Sim Sports TCX events, make sure you join our Discords. They're right there. Get involved. It is a great set of communities. Very friendly, very, very welcoming as well. Very fair racing as well. So make sure you get involved with that as we start qualifying. Dietmar Rath will lead the field out of pit lane. So he's going to get clear track. He's just ahead of Ben Williams and Steve Duro. Beg your pardon. So, well, why don't we get some picks from chat? Who are we liking for pole position tonight? Make sure you chuck it in chat there. Unfortunately, we have suspended the the prediction thing for now. It was just loading up the server too much, or loading up our stream a little bit too much, and it was causing all sorts of dramas for our broadcast. So unfortunately, yeah, we have to suspend that for a little while. Hopefully we come up with a solution in a while. Okay, so let's get started on the first qualifying lap. We're going to jump on board with Dietmar Rath in the mighty Mercedes AMG. So he sends it down the front straight. See what speed he gets up to, about 215, 220, 225, 230. So just shy of 235 kilometers per hour, so that is a pretty decent speed from the AMG. Gets it tipped in for turn number 1, and that is a very clean run so far for Rath. As he's already started to pull away from Ben Ellis. Gets it nicely on the apex, or maybe a little bit of wheel spin. These cars don't really have a lot of traction control settings, so it is a little bit more up to the driver, but well, they're a little bit more forgiving than I guess a GT3 or a V8 supercar. We did see quite a lot of GT4s at TCX number 2 at Kyalami. It was absolutely fantastic racing. I believe we end up with about 12 or 13 GT4s. Hopefully we see as many GT500s at TCX number 3 at Speg Raceway. Right now, purple sector's lighting up everywhere. And it is actually pretty close between the drivers if we're looking at just the sector times. Everyone almost doing identical first sectors. And Rath already the fastest with 11 seconds on his purple sector, so I don't know if that's actually going to mean anything, but we'll see what happens. Rath is about to put the first lap on the timing tree. He brings around the final corner, crashes over that curb. It's looking like a strong lap for Rath. Ben Ellis in the background, he's all over the exit curb as well on the Alpine. I think this is going to be a 52.7 for Rath. We'll have a quick look behind Ben Ellis. He stops the clock at 54. Juro here will stop the clock. It's another 54. Chris Nipris up 54.7. So 5th for Nipris. Lieutenant Lama up to 2nd at 52.9. Rediex up to 3rd. Just behind Dravomir. So he's got the slipstream as well. So just like that. Rath still holding the top of the timing tree. Is actually down on his first sector. Ellis even worse, half a second down on his first sector. Jory's made an improvement, but it's not a purple time, unfortunately. Matt Doubles actually set a purple sector time, and he goes to the top, a 52.2 for Matt Doubles, setting the new standard. As in fact, oh, we have someone off the track. As you would say, that is Corey Williams. He has run very wide at turn number 1. Pretty frustrated with that. We're seeing a lot of green times. That means drivers are setting their personal best, as Juro is up by a 10th on his own personal best. You see he's got Chris Nipris just behind him in the Camaro. He's down on his own time. See by the orange, well, the yellow numbers, yellow text on the tree, I should say. We wait to see what these drivers can stop the clock at. Juro already, he's up half a second on his personal best. Rath has slid off the circuit. Oh, he's binned it somewhere, and he goes straight back to the pit lane. Matt Double, he's setting personal sectors. So Double looking to improve on his own lap time, but he's down on his delta, interestingly enough. So he must have made a mistake somewhere in the next 2 sectors. Begging your pardon. We'll wait to see Ellis. There we go, Juro up to 5th. Good time for Steve Juro. Chris Nipris unable to improve. Lieutenant Lama unable to improve. Gravelmere moves himself up to 5th. And he's going to jump back to the pits, get some fresh boots on that panels and go out for one more run. I'm not seeing much more movement around on the timing tree just yet. So we'll quickly jump back. Demarathi's out on his outlap, so he's going to be looking to get around as quickly as he can. Jura is not improving. Neither is Nipris, neither is Ben Ellis. Oh, Lieutenant Lama, a purple sector. 0.052 up in the first sector on Matt Double. In fact, Ryan Ford a purple sector. Justin Rediak's a purple sector. Rediak's with a 10th up in the first sector. So Rediak's looking like he might just do enough to bump Double off the top of the timing tree. He backs it off for the hairpin. He just backs it off. And he's not sure if he's up on his own personal best. Only just though. See what he can do for the rest of the lap. He's coming up to the next sector time, or sector line, and he's dropped 4/10 in that middle sector. So he's going to be frustrated with that. It's still an improvement on his own personal best. Oh wow, Chris Nipris, he's actually up. Well, he's down, but it's the personal best for him. He's up by 4/10 on his own personal best as he comes out of the final turn. He's got the Toyota Supra of Lieutenant Lama just behind. What can Nipris stop the clock at? It's going to be a 54.3. That will secure 9th position. Lieutenant Lama improves, but it's not enough to bump Double off the top of the timing tree. Checking with Justin Rediak. He is down by a long way. Josh Hill, he's setting personal bests. He comes out of the final corner, crashing over that curb as you do. And this is not going to be an improvement, actually. 56.131 for Josh Hill, not able to improve. Ben Ellis, he's setting personal bests in the first sector. So whatever Double has done. Oh, Lieutenant Lama, 0.2 up. This is a purple sector. He's got Chris Nipris just in front of him. Hopefully the Camaro doesn't play a factor in this lap. He's down on his own Delta though. Oh, Nipris wide through the hairpin. He won't get the drive. He actually drops it in front of Lieutenant Lama. He is going to be absolutely annoyed with that. Oh, Matt Double set a personal bet, a purple sector as well. Lieutenant Lama's just dropped a little bit of time in the middle sector, so Matt Double has got this McLaren hooked up in the middle sector. That is for sure. Let's jump on board with Lieutenant Lama as he starts his final approach to the line. Oh, we've just had someone join the server just in time for the end of qualifying. That would be Lee Walker, and he will be in Panos, I believe. Let's see if Lieutenant Lama, can he improve? He can't, but he has another lap. He's just snuck in before the checkered flag. We've got personal bests here for Hill and skid time. Skid time will cross the line. It's a 55.5. He'll knock Josh Hill back down the leaderboard, but Hill should be able to get into the 55s with this lap if he holds it together. He's got the McLaren and Matt Double just behind him. That is all she writes for Josh Hill. 10th is the best he can manage. Sorry, 12th is the best that he can manage. My mistake. Lieutenant Lama is still on a lap, but he is well down on his Delta. And he is just going to abort this lap. Nichols is on an out lap. He is not going to be able to complete this lap. So that is it. Matt Double is the pole sitter for round number 2 of the GT4 League. Let's jump back to the pits and we'll have a look at the results screen. So Lee Walker will be starting at the very back of the field. Not setting a time. He only just got into the server at the 11th hour. That is good to see. So here is your starting order for race number 1. It will be Matt Double with the 42 McLaren with a 152.2, an impressive lap time. 3/10 clear of Lieutenant Lama in the first of the Toyota Supras. Then we have Dietmar Rath in the first of the Mercedes. Justin Rediex and Ryan Ford rounding out the top 5. Great effort from Ryan Ford to get that Celine into the top 5. We then have Dravelmir with the panels. Avizano. He's just struggling a little bit tonight. I'm not really surprised by that. That Panos is a very long car. It would not like these long rotations, and coupled with the sharp corners of Autopolis. And we have Steve Duro in the second of the Mercedes. He'll bring up row number 4. Next to him will be Ben Ellis. Row number 5 will be Chris Nipris and Lachlan Nichols. And that is rounding out our top 10. Then we have Skid Time, Joshua Hill, Corey Williams, and Lee Walker rounding out this 14-car field. Great to see that Lee Walker made it into the server at the last second. Hopefully we get a few more drivers just jumping in before the start of race number 1. Unfortunately, a lot of absentees from this round, which is sad to see, but unfortunately, that is how it is at times. So I'll throw it back over to you in chat. Who are you liking for race number 1? I got Meatbag already. Dravelmir. Yeah, you know what? I'm down with that. Dravelmir in the funky psychedelic Panos. Very hard to go past him, if I'm honest. Okay, we are on the grid. Let's get rid of this, and we'll go for a quick fly around our grid. So there's Lee Walker at the very back of the field. And that's what he has to get through. He is a more than capable driver. We'll just try and get a driver's almost... Look at that. How's that for drone piloting? Almost right in the driver's head. In fact, there we go. Oh, we almost... Look at that. We almost had the eyeport view as well from the helmet. Almost. There we go. That's perfectly in line. That's what he has to look at. So ignore the KTM there. That is just the broadcast car. But that is what he has to get through. All those cars there, and it is not going to be a piece of cake for him. That's for sure. But, what a good-looking field. What a good-looking grid as well. Has to be said. So we got any more predictions from chat? Who are we liking for this race? And are we going to have a clean turn 1? That's the next question. Keep in mind, GT Club standing starts for these GT4s. Aussie Motorsport League. Got a Supra. Okay, good. Which Supra? We have 2 of them on the grid. We've got people flashing their lights. This is what we do. Okay, we've also stumbled into Dukes of Hazzard stuff. So... Oh, who was revving their car? That would have been Dravelmir. Got Steve Duro flashing the lights there. He wants attention, so make sure we give some love to GT Club's owner, Steve Duro. Oh, yeah, I can see Lockie Nichols in the background. He wants attention. Someone... Who? And it is him honking the horn, so... There we go. Okay, time to get refocused as the lights come up on our screen. We are set for a start. The lights start coming up. We have 6 lights on. 6 lights out. We are away and racing. It is a clean start from the front row. Actually, a brilliant start from Matt Double. A bit of a laggy start from the 2 Supras. In fact, the second row, that's Dietmar Rath, who's getting swamped at the start by Ryan Ford. We're going to have a clean turn one with 3 wide further down in the field. Nipris going side by side with Ben Ellis, and looks like the BMW of Skid Time. And we have got a clean start to race number 1 tonight as the field streaks their way through the first sector. Oh, I think I heard someone. Oh, we're still side by side with Nipris and Ben Ellis. Nipris, he does not like to surrender positions easily, that's for sure. But he will have to fall in behind Ben Ellis for now. Look at that tail end of this pack. It is ablaze with battles. As that is Skid Time. He's just starting to get caught. Oh, we have Josh Hill. He's run wide. Manages to hang onto it onto the grass. So great stuff from Josh Hill. Oh, look at this. Ben Ellis going for the move up the inside of Skid Time. He gets the move done. As we'll have a quick look at the front, we have Justin Rediex. He's pressuring his teammate already in the early stage of this race. You can see that Matt Double is getting away in the McLaren. So Rediex trying to get around his teammate early, but Dietmar Rath just behind in the first of the Mercedes. He's trying to pry a move in the double right-hander up the hill. He's got Ryan Ford just behind him. Ford is being pressured by Steve Duro and Dravelmere. As Dravelmere looking around the outside now. He's going to try and get a late apex and get the drive down the front straight and the toe down the straight. So here we go. We're going to jump on board with Dietmar Rath. He'll have a double slipstream from Lieutenant Lama and Justin Rediex. In the mirror, we can see that Ford is being pressured by Duro and Dravelmere. And Duro has actually made the move stick on Ford. Ford has been freight trained a little bit as Dravelmere gets up the inside of him as well. And Ben Ellis is now lining up in the tiny little Alpine to try and have his attack on the Celine. Also in the background, we can see that Chris Nipris is pressuring Skid Time, but he has got Lee Walker all over the back of him. Oh, Skid Time runs it wide into the first of the hairpins. Nipris is going to capitalise, and he gets the move done. So Nipris now gets released from behind Skid Time. And now it is Lee Walker trying to fight his way through the field after a rear of field start after missing qualifying. As the gap is already opening up between Nipris and Skid Time. Now here we go, Ben Ellis now looking up the inside of Ford. Ford locks up the rear brakes, trying to slow it down for the hairpin. Can't quite get it done. Oh geez, Nipris flirting with danger on that exit curve. We've seen him already bin it several times during practice. He's flirting with danger there. Oh, here we go, Rediex up the inside of his teammate. His teammate runs wide and he will let Rath through as well. That will release both Rediex and Rath. They try and close down onto the back of Matt Double. Batuhan P Queen, hello, welcome to the stream. It's a very curious hi there. Very shy hi, I guess, but welcome to the stream. You're welcome here. Hope you enjoy sim racing. Oh no, we got Corey Williams. He's binned it. Oh no, that is a harsh start to this race. He's going to have a very lonely drive at the back of the field. Matt Double sets the fastest lap of the race of 52.7. That's a great time for Matt Double already in this early stages of the race. Bautan P Queen also, thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. So we're going to have a quick look back here. This is the battle for second. In fact, Rath is being dropped a little bit by Rediex. As Rath now just closing up on the brakes and around the tight hairpin. That AMG is really rotating well for Rath. Let's jump on board with him now as he tails the back of the 144 Supra. And here we go. I'm sensing a bit of a send here up into the hairpin. We're going to see a send. Here we go. Rath showing the nose, and he just plants the AMG up the inside, runs it a bit too deep, and he will get switched back by ReadyX. This is working in favour of Duro. Duro in the background there leading that second battle pack. He is watching the battle up ahead going, keep fighting boys, this will bring me closer to you. Now ReadyX has made a mistake. He grabbed a little bit too much curb. That put him wide for the next corner. He's going to try and hang it around the outside of Rath, but Rath will get the inside for the double right-hander, and now Rath up into second place. A great run for Dietmar Rath in the early stages of this race. He's up to second after starting. I think he was off of fourth. So it's been a struggling start to the race for Lieutenant Lama. And the 145 Toyota Supra. In fact, what's that on the back of the Supra? Oh, he's just got a little character there. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's an Easter egg. That'll count. That'll count. So, purple times being set by all the drivers. They're settling into rhythm now. As Lee Walker now sets his personal best in the server, 54.6. So Walker is just trying to close down on the back of Empress for 9th place. We're going to quickly step back because we have Ryan Ford. He's still holding off the Alpine of Ben Ellis. No, that's not the button I wanted. There we go. Here's the button I wanted. This is the camera I want. We're looking at the back of the Celine of Ryan Ford. As Ford now. The Alpine just not seeming to have the straight line pace of the Celine, but the brakes are pretty good on this on the Alpine. Ford misses the apex ever so slightly. Nippers runs wide as well. Lee Walker gets some wheel spin. Oh, we got a change of position here. We got Ben, Skid Time, and Nichols there having a good exchange. Their door handle coming down the hill. The Porsche I don't think will have the straight line ability. Oh, they're still side by side. Nichols pulls out of the move, but Skid Time runs onto the grass, and they're still side by side as they make their way back up the hill towards the double right-hander. And oh, Skid Time gets a little bit loose, and he will have to slot in behind the Porsche one more time. He'll have to do all that hard work once again. So now 52.2 from Matt Double. That is the fastest lap of the race. So Matt Double really stamping his authority on this race. Nice and early. So check in with that a bit later because we have battle between the two Supras now. Lieutenant Lama has actually gotten ahead of his teammate again. So Justin ReadyX, he's had a strong start, but now he's just starting to fall back. So maybe the pressures have just started to come up on the 145 Supra of Lieutenant Lama, and Steve Juro is actually closing in on the back of ReadyX. The headlights are ablaze already on the 09 Mercedes. And we can actually see that Ryan Ford has closed the gap to Dravelmere as well on the Panos. So, and Ford is dragging Ben Ellis along with him. Got a good battle just back there in for 9th place between Nippers and Lee Walker. We'll definitely try and keep an eye on that one as well. In fact, we may just step away from this because otherwise I'll get angry messages from Chris Nippers about commentator's curse. Lieutenant Lama actually is closing the gap to Dietmar Rath. So I'd say the way that Lama has had that car set up, it wasn't meant to come on until after the first couple of laps, as we are about to start entering the pit stop window. So the mandatory pit stop window will open with 20 minutes to go. It will close after 10 minutes. Llama crashes over that curb. Now, Duro is really starting to catch Ready X already. So 52.4 from Lieutenant Llama, so he has definitely got the Supra to come on a little bit later. It's a little bit late because Double has absolutely cleared off into the distance. That was an awkward crash over the curb for Steve Duro. Hasn't really cost him a lot. Right now he's just got to try and work to the strengths of his car rather than trying to force the issue trying to catch up to the back of Justin ReadyX. I think Duro can smell a podium tonight. That AMG is looking good tonight. Actually, Dravomir has managed to fight back onto the back of Steve Duro. So, oh god, Goldie Bros, when is Mount Panorama and when are the sub emotes coming? Good question. Mount Panorama will be coming a little bit later in the year. I don't know that it's actually in the GT4 league for GT Club. It is coming for AK Racing and for the ATCC Masters. As for sub emotes, watch the space. Goldie Bros, no, I'm fine, mate. I'm very fine. So here we go again. Ellis now closing in on the back of the Selena Ford. Ford runs it wide. Oh, they almost clash coming through the final corner. And in fact, Ford will head into pit lane. As personal best being set by ReadyX and Dravomir. So Ford first into pit lane, although I believe Nichols and Hill were also in pit lane a little bit earlier. As I believe Nipris just set his personal best as well. Anyway, we got a good battle lining up here. So Dietmar Rath is starting to come under pressure from Lieutenant Llama. Aussie Motorsport League, they should do Bathurst. Yes, they probably should do Bathurst, but I believe they've already set their calendar for GT4. Let's have a look. So, oh yes, they do have Bathurst, and that is the final round of the season, and that will be on the 26th of March, and we will be covering that, I believe. 26th of March, I don't think we have anything else on that day, so that is good. Of course, with the laser scanned ACC version of Bathurst, that should be an amazing race as well. Now Duro's now started to catch onto the back of ReadyX again. He's within a second. He's dragging Dravomir along with him. I think this track is really working. It sort of has some spots where it favours one car, and then other spots that will favour another car, and that is what we're seeing with the ebb and flow of the time. So as you can see, the gap is now back over 1 second. 52.5 for Dietmar Rath, personal best from him. Not quite fastest lap of the race just yet, but he is getting closer. Still less than 5 seconds between Matt Double and Dietmar Rath. As we see Nipris now dive into pit lane. He's had enough of those tyres. He's going to do a 50-50 race by the looks of things. So Nipris has had a good run so far. Still in pit lane. Also a nice looking car as well. What do you guys think? That has to be pretty close to best looking livery in the field, doesn't it? Ah, Mr. B's 69. It's oh wow, so Nipris has made a really good profit there. He's almost right onto the back of Ryan Ford. So, good stuff for Chris Nipris. Less than 3 seconds off the back of Ryan Ford, so that is a good pit stop for him. There's now Dravomir within a second of Steve Duro. We'll have to wait and see how the strategies play out for these drivers. Josh Hill now sets his personal best of the race of 55.8. He's still not able to hang on to the back of the 416 Porsche of Lockie Nipples. Oh no, Nipris has looped it, he's binned it! Just as I was talking about how well he had done to have a good pit stop, he's gone and dropped it at the hairpin. That is a huge shame for Chris Nipris. He was having a very strong run. He's going to be filthy with himself. Now, Dietmar Rath into pit lane. As he managed to slow that car down before the pit entry line. It's a bit awkward, the pit entry line on this track. I would say that it's actually the blend line for the pit lane, rather than an actual pit line in the pit lane itself. So if that made any sense. Aussie Motorsport lead looks sweet. Where's the Mustang? I don't believe anyone is running the Mustang tonight, unfortunately. So Matt Double now out of pit lane with a almost 46 second lap time in pit lane. Dietmar Rath, he's had a longer pit stop. 48.8. That is a terrible pit stop for Dietmar Rath. Check in with Ben Ellis, how long he's spent in pit lane. Actually, Lee Walker coming out of pit lane now. He will come out ahead of Chris Nipris by a long way. After Nipris made that little error. Oh, here we go. So now we've got a change in position at the back of the field. Josh Hill goes around the outside of Lockie Nichols. I wonder if Lockie Nichols has made a mistake with the Porsche. The good old-fashioned Porsche over-rotation from the engine in the wrong end of the car. In case you couldn't tell, Porsches are not popular with me. So anyway. Now continue to follow Lachlan Nichols as he tries to chase back down Joshua Hill. Not many other battles, although Ryan Ford has come out behind Ben Ellis, so Ben Ellis has had a great pit stop. As now we're starting to see more drivers into pit lane. Lama, Redix and Dravomir all in pit lane. Steve Duro will now inherit the lead of this race. Wait and see if Ford can come back at Ben Ellis. Certainly was able to make that tiny little Celine plenty wide so that Ellis couldn't quite get around him. Matt Double. How do these cars come out of pit lane? Justin Redix has actually come out ahead of his teammate, Lieutenant Lama, so I don't know how that's happened. I think Lama may have had a bad in-lap, maybe had a bad pit entry too. But either way, Justin Redix has come out in front of his teammate after the pit stops. They have both come out ahead of Dravomir, which is important for both of these drivers. Oh, Lachlan Nichols has got a drive-through for speeding in pit lane. Oh, he's going to be absolutely filthy with that. That is a huge shame. He must have dropped it coming out of the final corner. And that's put him over the line, and oh, look at that, he's taken the drive-through. There you go. Well, let's see when Steve Duro will jump into pit lane. It will be this lap. Well, it'll have to be this lap. Oh, he's trying to slow it down. He's just got it in. And well, we'll have to keep an eye on where Matt Double is. 28 seconds behind, so I don't think he's going to leapfrog Matt Double. Sort of predicting that he'll come out just ahead of Dravomir, maybe ahead of Lieutenant Lama. depending on how good his pit stop is. It's already up to 24, 25 seconds. Let's see where Dravelmir is. Dravelmir looking pretty good to leapfrog Duro, actually. Duro's still not mobile. And now he's mobile. Here come the two Supras. So Duro will come out and they'll come out just behind Lieutenant Llama. Dravelmir up to speed already. Right now, there you go. Duro comes out just ahead of Dravelmir. Now we have Ben and Josh Hill in pit lane. That will elevate Chris Nipris back up towards the top 10. These guys are back in pit lane. I'm pretty certain I saw that Josh Hill had already made his pit stop, so I don't know why he's back in pit lane. Anyway, pit stops are pretty well completely cycled. Pit window is now closed for these drivers, so hopefully everyone has made their pit stop. Otherwise, they're going to be having a pretty bad day. Meanwhile, we've got a good battle shaping up here. Duro on fresher tyres than Lieutenant Llama just ahead of him, and also fresher tyres than Dravelmir behind him in the Panos. We'll jump on board now with Steve Duro in the AMG. See that looks like the AMG is a little bit stronger in this final sector than the Supra up ahead. And I do believe that the AMG should be quite quick in a straight line in comparison to the Supra. 52.5 from Matt Double. Oh, Ready X gets a little bit wide coming out of the final kink. That will help Duro close up again. Oh, Cinder. No, DQ for not pitting. That is a huge disappointment. I thought I saw you come into pit lane. Oh, you might have pitted before the pit window opened. It looks like Josh Hill has also been DQ'd, I would say. You may have pitted a little bit earlier, Lockie. Yep. That'd be it. You can see that Duro is now really reeling in the back of the Toyota Supra. Oh, what's happened to Dravelmir? Dravelmir has dropped behind both Ben Ellis and Ryan Ford. Yeah, Cinder, I did see that, and you took your drive-through just by driving close to the pit lane. So I don't know what's happened to Dravelmir, but he's dropped behind both Ben Ellis and Ryan Ford. He's got his teammate just behind it. Well, not teammate, but fellow Panos driver just behind him in Lee Walker. Oh no, Ben has looped it. He's dropped it coming up the hill. So that's going to give a chance to Corey Williams, still a long way behind. Oh, here we go. So Lieutenant Llama and Steve Duro, they're now nose to tail. 52.5 fastest lap for DMR Wrath. Lieutenant Llama going defensive down the straight. We'll look out the back of the Supra. Are we going to see a dive? No. Oh, Duro sticks the nose in a little bit late. The Supra went a little bit wide. I can smell a send. Here comes Duro. We're coming up to the braking zone for turn number 3. Not quite close enough this time by. We ride on board now with Steve Duro. He's going to try and set him up for the first hairpin. Not quite close enough, although Llama goes in deep. Now can the torque of the Mercedes overpower the Supra? As we now head up towards the hills. Duro's on the wrong side of the track, but he's got better tyres. Fresher tyres than Lieutenant Llama. And Juro has got the move done. But we're about to come up into a braking zone. I think the Supra is a little bit better under brakes. Indeed it is. Although Llama gives plenty of respect to Juro. Juro giving plenty of respect as well. As now down the hill we come. So both drivers giving plenty of respect. Llama having to just surrender the corner for now. So now we ride on board with Lieutenant Llama. I don't think he's got an answer anymore. I think the tyres are a little bit shot now. They are, if I'm not mistaken, Llama came in a lot earlier than what Juro did, and this track would be really hard on tyres with the long sustained cornering. Down the straight. Llama has got the slipstream coming down the straight. You see he's starting to get a little bit closer. It's not close for a lunge here. The Supra is good under brakes. Both Juro and Llama just cutting a little bit too fine with that that curb. Both lucky they didn't get spat off the track. There is quite a huge drop off on the wrong side of the curb. That can really unsettle the car horribly. This battle, this will be for 4th place. Radiax up ahead, he's sort of dropped these two drivers. Matt Double is looking pretty well unheaded for the first race. As now Llama starting to drop off the back of Juro. That means we're going to focus back on this battle here. We got Ben Ellis and Ryan Ford, and two of the smallest cars in the field. The Alpine A110 and the Celine S1. It is almost comical, these cars, when you line them up beside the Camaro and the Mustang. So you just don't see how small these cars actually are. Nothing much to talk about, although Llama's just closed that gap back down onto Steve Juro, so we'll swap back to this battle. As it does look as though the Supra is a lot stronger in the first sector of the lap. That's just that last sector that is really hurting the Toyota Supra. In fact, it seems like the hairpin that we're coming up to now is about where the AMG has the most strength over the Supra, which is surprising for me. The AMG being a big, long car, you would think would not want to rotate. But, well, here we go. Just rotates so easily. Juro gets the power down very well, but I think this time Llama got a better run through there. He's managed to stick with Juro down the hill. See what the Supra of Llama can do coming down the front straight. He is a lot closer this time than the previous lap. See the Supra just starting to close in, the gap getting smaller. Oh, here we go, 52.3 for Detmar Rath. He's on a bit of a warpath. It's too little too late. He won't be able to catch Double. A Personal best from Steve Duro, 53.4. Lama just not able to close up just yet, although right here, this is the strongest part of the circuit. Oh, Duro gets a little bit greedy with the curb. Oh, geez, Lama just not quite getting the car rotated for the hairpin. So we're now about to start the final lap of the race. It is 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Head up towards the hairpin now.
Stay connected on Australia's biggest mobile network and get 55 gigs for $15 with a 28-day expiry SIM. Save $25 when you buy online before Feb 1. Hurry, visit boost.com.au and switch today.
Vengeance is mine.
Don't let those launch codes fall into enemy hands.
Also, Dravelmir has managed to close up onto the back of Ryan Ford. That battle for 6 is just starting to tighten up with Ellis, Ford and Dravelmir all within a second of each other. I have to check out this battle here. This is just behind the battle for 4th. As our leader, Matt Double, is on the final lap of the race. I'll have to go and give him a bit of love now. It's been a pretty flawless drive for Matt Double. He's just been setting the track on fire. And, well, this McLaren is just set up so well. It is looking after the tyres. We haven't seen much of a drop in pace. Although, as I say that, looking at the previous lap time of Matt Double at 53.1, that is a bit of a drop in pace. But, nonetheless, Matt Double is just putting his head down. Doubt that he has actually looked in the mirror very often since the start of the race, but he will have a pretty tough job in race number 2 because he will be starting at the very back of the grid. And he'll have to work his way through. But, Matt Double, the current reigning GT3 champion for GT Club, is continuing his winning form. Makes his way up the hill for the last time of race number 1. Gets the car rotated. That McLaren looking stable as ever. It's a little bit wrong for the 3rd last corner. Tips it into the final corner. It is going to be a win for Matt Double in the number 42 McLaren. And what a well-deserved win for Matt Double. It is Matt Double first. 6 seconds clear of Dietmar Rath, who'll cross the line in 2nd place. Justin ReadyX will come home in 3rd, and he'll be very happy with 3rd. You can see that flashing the lights. Duro has managed to hold on to 4th, and Lieutenant Lama will round out the top 5. Oh, Dravelmir has actually managed to get around Ryan Ford, but I think something has happened because Dravelmir is more than a second behind Ben Ellis. So maybe Ford has dropped it somewhere. And, well, there we go. That is 7th and 8th done Lee Walker will come home in 9th. Oh, we got cars doing donuts, probably in silly places on the circuit. So, yep, we got cars doing donuts everywhere at turn number 1. Pretty certain that is safe. I'll give it my seal of approval, why not? Nepris rounds out the top 10. And then we wait for skid time, or Ben, to come around the line, final corner for 11th ahead of Corey Williams. Not a bad race for race number 1. Fortunately, I have 2 disqualifications with Joshua Hill and Lockie Nichols. Of course, we can see Cinder to surprise for Lockie Nichols in chat. We now wait for Corey Williams, the last of our finishers, to cross the line. Corey will be a little bit disappointed with 12th, I think, but nonetheless, it is a finish. Reasonably consistent drive for Corey Williams. Okay, let's head back to the pit lane and wrap up race number 1. So Matt Double, unstoppable. He comes home in first place ahead of Dietmar Rath and Justin Redix rounding out the podium. So 3 manufacturers on the podium. Fantastic to see. That's what I love to see anyway. Then we have Steve Duro and Lieutenant Lama rounding out the top 5. Ben Ellis, Dravelmere, Ryan Ford, Lee Walker and Chris Nipris rounding out the top 10. We have skid time, Corey Williams running out the last of the finishers. And we have Joshua Hill and Lockie Nichols. I do believe those guys made the same mistake and just pitted a little bit too early. So there we go. Drive of the race. I think for me, it's got to be Matt Double. A fantastic drive from him. 6 seconds clear of the rest of the field, but Dietmar Rath had to do it the hard way, starting out of, I can just find where he started. He started off 3rd, but he didn't have the best of starts and had to fight through both the Toyota Supras. So he's a close second for drive of the race for race number 1. Throw it over to you guys in chat. Who do you like for drive of the race? I've just given you my opinions. I'd love to hear from you guys in chat. Give me your thoughts as to who should be the driver of the race for race number 1 of round 2. And also shout out to Aussie Motorsport League for the follow. Fortunately, that hasn't come up on my notifications. It's interesting. Anyway. Okay, so we are set for a start for race number 2. Let's run through the starting. Let's run through the starting order for race number 2. So we have Corey Williams and skid time on the front row of the grid. Starting just behind them will be Chris Nipris in the Camaro and Lee Walker in the first of the panels. Then we have Ryan Ford in the Celine S1. Starting next to him will be Dravelmere in the second of the panels. Then we have Ben Ellis, the Lone Alpine. off of row number 4, and Lieutenant Lama, the first of the Supras, starting next to him. Steve Duro and Justin Redix will head off row number 5. And then row number 6, we have Dietmar Rath and Matt Double. And Joshua Hill and Lachlan Nichols will be starting at the very back of the field, just due to their disqualification from race number 1. So let's get some predictions for race number 2. We've got an early prediction from Aussie Motorsport League that Matt Double will take the win in race number 2. Well, given his form in race number 1, I'm actually supporting that. Oh, we got a first challenge for Cinder, aka Lockie Nichols. So let's go have a look from the back of the field. Lots of turbos kicking off there. Yep. So we got Lockie on the horn. That's good. So. But here is so far the favourite for race number 2, but he has got to get through all these cars, and he's got to do it cleanly. Matt Double has, I believe he's done this before, gone from the back of the field to the first without touching a single car, so if anyone can do it, it will be Matt Double. As we continue our little walk down the grid, walking past Steve Dura in the number 9 Mercedes and Lama in the 145 Toyota Supra. Those two guys will be quick as well. Lee Walker, keep an eye on him in the number 40 Panos. And well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Corey Williams can hold off this angry pack with the McLaren.
Vengeance is mine.
Don't let those launch codes fall into enemy hands.
It is possible for him to do it. Oh, look at that. Did not notice that. He's actually put Gyros Motions on the top of his windshield. Alright, we are set for a start for race number 2 as the lights begin to flick on. We have got 6 lights on and 6 lights out. We are away and racing. It is a strong start from the front row. Nipris gets an okay start as well. A great start from Ryan Ford. Both the Celine, the Panos and the Celine start to swamp the Camaro. As Nipris goes a little bit defensive into turn number 1. He gets hip and shouldered. Ford is off the track, so it was not quite a clean start to race number 2. As the field streaks down to turn number 3. We'll quickly see if we can get some action from turn number 3. It looks like 2-3 wide already. I think that's one of the Toyotas. That looks like Redix. Oh, that's a car off the track. That is Matt Double. He's into the fence. So the 42 McLaren has found the fence on lap number 1 of race 2. Skid Time, meantime, has already gapped the field. Oh, Chris Nipris is around. I don't know what's happened to him. I suspect he may have gotten a helping hand. But anyway, Skid Time leads the way. I can see Lieutenant Lama just looking for a move up the inside of Dravelmere. Can't quite get it done. And look at this angry pack behind. We got Nichols, he's slowing. They're 3 wide coming down the hill. As that's Steve Duro as well. He's had a horrible start to the start of race number 2. Matt Double already start onto the back of the field. We're right on board now with Matt Double. So he's following Steve Duro. He'll have to try and pick his way through as cleanly as possible. Oh, we got some action just up ahead. Oh, that looks like, I think that was Dietmar Rath that was getting all out of shape. They're now 3 wide heading into the final corner. I can see Matt Double trying to sneak up the inside of Josh Hill. I think he's actually managed to take 2 in 1 corner. So Matt Double on the move. Duro having to take to the grass. Oh, Duro not happy, flashing the lights. Oh, here we go. We're now 3 wide. Lockie Nichols, Josh Hill, and Steve Duro down the front straight. Oh, we got Celine into the wall. That's Ryan Ford. And Dietmar Rath is around. Justin Redix is into the gravel trap as well. What has happened on the start of lap number 2? And now Redix will drop in behind Chris Nipris. So what has happened there? I suspect there has been some contact. As now, look at the field. They're starting to bunch up behind Lee Walker. As here comes Gravelwood trying to sneak up the inside. He's got Lieutenant Lama just behind him and Ben Ellis as well. Have a look at this action for race number 2. You thought race 1 was a bit boring? We'll have some action for race number 2. Dravelmiss tries to sneak it up the inside. Redix Lama very wild into the hairpin. He will lose a position to Ben Ellis. In fact, actually, Lama gets the drive down the hill. He's now stuck behind a wall of Panos. As the Panos are still 2 by 2 as they start to make their way up the hill. Oh, Lama almost banged wing mirrors with Dravelmir. Ellis will try and switch back in the double right-hander, not quite. Lama a bit wise to it already. There's Skid Time in first. He's probably looking in the mirror thinking to himself, keep going guys, this is great for me. That's what he's seeing. And Lee Walker's now finally gotten a bit of a break. And Matt Double has already got around Corey Williams. So Matt Double, after finding the wall on lap 1, is already up to 6th position. Steve Duro trying to do the same as well. Oh, what's going on up here? Oh, Dravelmir is trying to throw it up the inside of Lee Walker. This is helping Skid Time. And I think Lee Walker will just try and stick it around the outside because he'll have the advantage for the next 2 corners, but he decides to just slot in behind his fellow Panos. Outbreaks himself slightly. And they're still swapping positions. Ben Ellis now, he's got an opportunity to get up the inside of Lieutenant Lama. This is helping Matt Double as well. Keep an eye on this purple McLaren. It is closing the gap at a rate of knots while these guys are bickering with each other for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. In fact, this will drag the entire field onto the back of these guys as well. So they are all... Oh, look at this. This is looking a bit nasty. Oh, that is Rath running wide. Oh, we got one off the track. That's Lieutenant Lama. So Lama drops down to the back of this field. Now, Duro's found his way up to 3rd. Oh, he's run wide. He's grabbed the grass. What has happened to Dravelmir? Oh, he's still in 2nd. I lost him for a second there on the scoreboard. And now Dravelmir, good opportunity just to get up onto the back of Skid Time. Oh, Ryan Ford, he's found the gravel trap. Oh no, I think he's just had a massive over-rotation with the mid-edge at Celine. And that's on the uphill double right. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Williams is now dropped behind the Camaro of Chris Nipris. He's found the grass as well. Redix will be lining up behind him. Meanwhile, back at the front, Matt Double is on the back of Ben Ellis. I think we've got a bit of a lull in the action. No, we don't. No, we don't, because back here we've got cars in close company with each other. Following Lachlan Nichols at the moment as he chases the back of Dietmar Rath's Mercedes. Oh, look at this. Josh Hill's managed to find his way up into 6th place in the purple Audi. Rath gets the drive on Lee Walker, and he should be able to get that position, although he's on the wrong side of the track there. So he might have to surrender. No, he's actually hung it around the outside of Lee Walker. Lee Walker might be able to try and outbrake him going up the hill. I see a car off the track that looks like Nipris. He's managed to hold it together. Here comes Lieutenant Lama up the inside of Lachlan Nichols. Can't quite get the move done. And ReadyX has managed to find his way around Chris Nipris. Lama has just gotten around Lachlan Nichols coming down the hill. But Nichols is fighting back. He will have the inside line for the uphill right-hander. But, well, Lama just hangs it around the outside. And, nope, he still has to surrender the position to Nichols. And this is just helping his teammate in ReadyX and Nipris close up onto the back of them. Meanwhile, back here we got Matt Double all over the back of Ben Ellis. It's hard to keep up with all the action. Dravomir is finally closed up onto the back of Skid Time. This is for the lead of the race. Skid Time going defensive early. And Dravomir will have to just settle for second for now. He's got pace in the 03 Panos. Oh, what's happened to Juro? He's dropped behind both Ellis and Double. You fire it up the inside of Double. Oh, they've touched! And Double is around. Oh, and I think Juro here is actually going to try and readdress that. Perhaps. So Double, he falls back to the end of the field. He's going to have to do all that hard work again. It's very disappointing for Matt Double, but he's got the pace and he's still got time and he's still got pit stops up his sleeve. And meanwhile, this battle between Nichols and Lama is still going on. I think they've spent a lot of time side by side up around this circuit. Juro is falling down through the field. Let's say he's... oh no! Lama has given a bit of a tap to Nichols. Nichols has managed to save it, turned into a bit of a drift around the hairpin. Lama is still on the attack. Ugh. My voice is having a bit of a hard time keeping up with all this. Oh, Corey Williams has found the fence. That is so unfortunate. All right, here we go. Round number 2 for Skid Time. Can he hold off Dravomir this time? Well, the BMW is not slow in a straight line, that's for sure. Oh, I think that might be a little bit naughty. Skid Time weaving down the straight. He's trying to break the toe. Dravomir just can't seem to find an opening in the defenses of Skid Time's BMW. Begging your pardon. So we're now seeing that the pit stop window has opened. Lieutenant Lama and Matt Double are both in the pit lane. They're taking their pit stop nice and early. They want to get out of this the battles in the field. Like this battle here, we got ReadyX on the back of Nichols. Nichols thought he probably was done with one Toyota, but the second Toyota has just dove right in and taken the place of Lama. ReadyX trying to go around the outside of Nichols. And they're still going to be side by side up the hill. Now, can the Supra outbrake the Porsche? Oh, ReadyX goes defensive. Nichols tries to fight back, but he just doesn't have the braking capability that the Supra has. And now he'll find the Camaro of Chris Nipris all over the back of him now. Oh, Nichols, he's sliding the Porsche around. Rear engine car, of course, likes to rotate. Jeez, Nipris is all over the back of him now. We'd ride on board with the Chevy Camaro. Oh, actually, Nipris is going to go for the pits. Can he get it slowed down in time? He does. So that is a pit stop now for Chris Nipris. Lee Walker sets his personal best lap. A 1:54.7. Haven't actually seen fast lap of the race. Oh, we've missed it. Dravelmir's actually gotten around Ben Ellis somewhere on the lap. Ryan Ford is also setting the track on fire. He's just set a 1:54.1. Oh, here we go now. Wonder what's happened to skid time. Has he got damage on this car? Because he is moving very slowly. In fact, we're gonna. Oh, look at that. He's got damage on the back of the car. He's got damage on the front of the car. This has not been a good lap for skid time. So, yeah, there is a fair bit of damage on this BMW. I wonder if he's just lost a bit of front-end downforce or something. Either way, he is now vulnerable to Lachlan Nichols, and Steve Duro is also on the back of Nichols as well. Dravomir is just starting to stretch the advantage of the 03 Panos. Oh, Nichols wide. That will give an opening to Steve Duro at some point on this in this final sector. Duro all over the back of Nichols now. And Nichols is actually going for the pit lane. Has he actually dropped it? No, he's managed to slow it down in time. I thought he may have just had a spin there, but hasn't quite happened. So well done to Nichols. He thought I saw that car. I swore I saw that car step out sideways all of a sudden when we were riding on board with Duro. But I'll see where he comes out. I have a feeling he might come out just behind Lama and Niparis. Now the field's just started to spread out as well. So here are the two drivers that we predicted that Nichols will come out behind. Is Nichols mobile? He is mobile, but Lama and Niparis will have speed up. And they will both overtake Nichols easily. Nichols drops down to 13th. He's still ahead of Matt Double, who sets his fastest lap of the race of 52.9. So he is just trying to make as much time up as humanly possible. We saw him have a spin on lap 1, and he had a bit of contact with Steve Duro right here at turn number 3. That put him into the wall for the second time. Steve Jury's all over the back now of skid time. Skid Time's still nursing the damage on that BMW. I'm surprised he hasn't come into pit lane just yet with 4 minutes left in the pit window. I'm expecting to see Dravomir. No, Dravomir is going around one more time. Ben Ellis now into pit lane. Lee Walker into pit lane. ReadyX will continue around. So, Ben Walker, sorry, Skid Time's still trying to nurse that BMW around. It's clearly damaged. But he is persevering with it. Sturo is setting himself up for a switchback. Oh, he almost misjudged where the front of that Mercedes is. And I think we're going to see a send here into turn number 3. He's just planted up the inside. Skid Time's had no option but to give him room, but he's managed to stick it around the outside, which has given him the inside line for the next 2 corners. Duro will have to go back to the drawing board if he wants to get around this BMW. He's bleeding time. He is bleeding so much time. So we're seeing personal best now from Lieutenant Lama and Chris Niparis. Identical times from the 2 of them. They're down in 10th and 11th. We're currently watching this battle for 3rd place. Skid Time going defensive into the uphill hairpin. Duro here is just putting the pressure on to the back of Skid Time. We're right on board now with Duro. Headlights ablaze for the Mercedes. Just hear a little brake lock up for Duro going into that that dip. Oh, we're going to see Ascend. I can see Ascend being lined up. Here comes Duro. He sees the opportunity and he goes for it. You cannot give Duro even an inch. Cannot open that door even an inch, because he will just force himself into there. And that was absolutely brilliantly done by Steve Duro. Absolute textbook switchback. And we're seeing Dravomir in pit lane. Justin ReadyX has also found pit lane as well. Wait and see where the rest of the pit stops put these drivers out there. Ryan Ford has gotten a drive through for speeding in pit lane. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. So Dravomir, is he mobile? He is mobile. Will he come out ahead of Ben Ellis? I think he will. Yes, he does. So actually comes out ahead of Demar Rath as well. Oh, Ben Ellis driving that Alpine so hard. Ryan Ford will have to take that drive through a second tour through pit lane. That is absolutely going to kill him. So I'm still waiting for Steve Duro skid time, and I think no, I think that's it. I think just about everyone has made their pit stop. We got a great three-way battle here. We got Josh Hill in the Audi. He's trying to hold off the Supra of Lieutenant Lama and the Camaro of Chris Nipris. So this is going to be a very interesting battle. In fact, we're going to jump on board with Josh Hill as we look back at the Supra and Camaro. Supra closes up under brakes. So does the Camaro, actually. The Camaro's got pretty decent brakes on it for a big, thick car. Here comes Lama. He thinks about a move into the downhill right-hander. Not quite able to get it done. Oh, Nipris, I think. Oh, he was so close to spinning that Camaro out. It was making all sorts of shapes as he went over that exit curb a little bit too far. Now jump on board with the Camaro of Chris Nipris. He's looking at the back of Lieutenant Lama's Supra. Oh, the Audi's off. Hill's off. Can he keep control? He can. Oh, only just. Nipris squeezes around the Audi. And that will release both ReadyX and Nipris. Lieutenant Lama in pit lane. Oh, this is brilliant for Nipris and Hill. They're both around Duro. Duro's dropped down to 7th with 9 minutes left to go in the race. ReadyX is actually all over the back of Lee Walker in the Panos, so we'll have to jump on board with ReadyX, I think. Ryan Ford's just taken his drive through. That will absolutely kill him. Ben Ellis is right on the back of Dravomir as well, so it's a bit of a case of a literal David versus Goliath. We've got the tiny little Alpine versus the thick Panos, and just behind we got a Mercedes AMG just trying to latch onto the back of this battle. So I'll have to do a quick little stat review of the Alpine A10. So, it's got a 1.8 litre, I would say turbocharged engine. Oh, supercharged. Okay, so supercharged 1.8 litre I would say 4-cylinder. And well, when we compare that to the Panos, well, we're talking a 6.2 litre V8. And there's also a supercharged version of the Panos as well. So talk about David versus Goliath. We are talking literal Mini versus Ford Falcon. This is Bathurst stuff right now. Boy, I cannot wait for the Bathurst round of this league. Speaking of the league, if you want to get involved with this league and of course Go Race Promotions, Sim Sports, here are our Discords. Get involved. We've got GT4 here with GT Club. We also have ATCC Masters on Go Race Sim Sports. We also have TCX for Go Race Sim Sports, which is basically a mixture of some cars that probably shouldn't be mixed together, and we just put them on a track for a 200k race. So usually very entertaining. And of course, GT Club have recently just announced their IMSA special event. So get on board with both those leagues and join in the racing. Speaking of the racing, we've got a couple of battles up and down the field. We've got a three-way battle here for the lead, but we've also got a battle. Duro, just as I was about to start talking about it, he's just made the move on Nipris, although Nipris is, as ever, he does not like to give up positions. Oh, I thought that was going to end in tears for both Duro and Nipris. This is helping Josh Hill get back in touch with these guys. So we'll definitely have to try and keep an eye on this battle. It's getting a little bit heated between Nipris and Duro. They're both good friends. Oh, Duro sideways. I was just about to say these two are actually good friends off the track. But like in real life, these guys are pretty ruthless with each other. I think it has to be said most sim racers are a bit ruthless with each other, although remaining good friends off the track. Geez, this battle is going on, but Duro, he finally gets the job done with a textbook switchback. Absolutely read that perfectly. In fact, I think I just missed the fastest lap of the race. I don't know who that was that set the fastest lap of the race, but anyway, we've got a battle. We're going to resume this battle for the lead. Ben Ellis now under pressure. Oh, Rath, he was on the grass trying to get around the tiny little Alpine. Rath will go for a send into the hairpin. Can't quite get it done. In fact, both Rath and Ellis run a bit wide. And this is just helping Dravelmere pull out a bit of a gap. Oh, Hill and Double now. They're both battling away. In fact, Double is closing the gap very quickly to the back of Nipris. So Double is certainly on a warpath after having not such a good race number 2. And while speaking of a good race number 2, Rath and Ellis still nose to tail. We're right on board with Rath. Rath sees his opportunity, puts it up the inside. A great move there. Ellis tries to switch back, but can't quite get it done. Now we should see the big thumping V8 of the AMG just start to pull away from the supercharged 4-cylinder of Ben Ellis's Alpine. As Dravelmere sets his personal best of 53.5. Lee Walker actually sets his personal best as well. Steve Duro sets his personal best. Matt Double in the 52 still. Oh, we got some great battling going on up and down the field. Oh, Ellis just gets a little sideways in the Alpine. Oh, bit of wheel spin there for Ellis. Smokes him up. And, well, he will lose a lot of time to the back of Dietmar Rath. Now, we've got a good battle shaping up here. Well, I thought we did. Here's the battle I wanted to see. A three-way battle. We got Duro leading Nipris and Matt Double in the McLaren. McLaren is definitely the man on the move. He's about almost 2 seconds faster than the men in front of him. I suspect that Double should make light work of Nipris. He shows the nose early. Nipris gives him space. And he manages to hang on to the position anyway. So, are we going to see a bit of a... Oh, Ruth, he's DNF'd! Dietmar Ruth. I think we've had a disconnection for Dietmar Ruth. Lockie Nichols is around. He's found the barrier after the hairpin. So, I don't know what's happened to Dietmar Ruth. He has, he's had a disconnection. So, that is absolutely terrible for Dietmar Ruth. What that does mean, though, is that Ben Ellis is elevated back up to second. And it also elevates this battle to the battle for a podium. So now Justin Reddyx and Lee Walker find themselves in a battle for the podium with less than just over 2 minutes left in this race. God, Dietmar Ruth, I swear that guy has zero luck. As now Matt Double has managed to displace Chris Nipris. That would be at turn 1. Oh no, Nipris has done a switchback, I would say. And has managed to take that position straight back from Matt Double. So we're about to start seeing how wide this Chevrolet Camaro really can be. Right back on board with Matt Double. We won't see, I'll tell you right now, I've raced Chris for a lot of years. Of course, being my brother, and he was involved in karting as well. What Chris will never do is take a defensive line. He will continue taking a racing line, and he'll just argue around the outside. Here we go, a big send from Double. Oh, they almost touch. And Ruth has actually been kicked from the server. I don't know why that is. So Double, he's just parked the McLaren up the inside. It was a big dive bomb. Certainly sent it from a long way back, needing international postage. And it's got the move. It's got the move done on Nipris for now. Nipris, you bet, he's like a little Chihuahua or Terrier. He will fight back with everything he has got. Although Double now just starting to streak away a little bit. He's already got his sights set on Steve Duro just ahead. Meanwhile, this battle is still going on ahead, so we'll keep an eye on this battle. This is for third place. We've got just over a lap to go now. As Walker having to go defensive on the way into turn number 1. Are we going to see a switch back from ReadyX? ReadyX trying to get the nose in. He's got the overlap this time. I think he's got it done before turn number 2. He has indeed. So Justin ReadyX moves his Supra up into third place, just ahead of Lee Walker. Lee Walker is looking for a move back. He tries to put the nose in at the second apex of that double left-hander. He'll force ReadyX to go in defensive at the hairpin. Watch for the switchback. He'll get the drive going up the hill. But that Supra does seem to have a bit more straight line speed. Oh, here we go. Good drive up the hill for Lee Walker. Are we going to see a send here into the hairpin? Oh, ReadyX is aware of it. It goes in a little bit too deep though. Watch for the switchback for Walker. Looks like ReadyX has just solidified his third place for now. Oh, Walker sideways. He is desperate to get this position back. He'll have one more lap to get it done. Matt Double has also managed to take Steve Duro. So Matt Double is on course for a top 5 finish. The way these two are battling, he may even battle for a podium, even though 6.5 seconds behind. Noah XRL 174, thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. We're right on board now with Lee Walker as he's got the slipstream down the main straight. Not close enough for a dive into turn number 1. Walker has managed to get a great drive out of the first corner. He's still not close enough though. He's going to pile on the pressure onto the back of the Supra though. He will want this podium back. And just a reminder, if you're liking what you're seeing, actually no, we'll do that after the race, never mind. We now head up the hill for the last time. We'll quickly swap over to this man here, Dravelmere. He has done a fantastic job fighting from the midfield to lead the way ahead of Ben Ellis. And he has had to do it the hard way. He's had pressure. He's had to battle with Skid Time. Skid Time did a fantastic job of making his BMW extremely wide under the blowtorch of Dravelmere's pressure. In the end, Dravelmere has managed to get ahead. He's just sort of put a little bit of a gap between himself and Ben Ellis after Rath and Ellis battled away together. And unfortunately, Rath having a disconnection. This will hand Dravelmere a great win. So Vladimir Modretsky will take out race number 2 for round 2 of the GT Club GT4 League. Well done to Vladimir Modretsky. Ben Ellis will come home in second place. Now, has the battle for third been resolved? It has. Justin Redix will come home for a podium. Another great performance for Justin Redix. Matt Double will come home in 5th. A great comeback after a difficult race number 2. Duro will come home in 6th. Chris Nipris will come home in 7th after a difficult race number 1. And in fact, not a race number 2 that hasn't gone exactly to plan either. Josh Hill, he'll come home for 8th. Skid Time, a top 10 with 9th. Lockie Nichols comes around the final corner. Ryan Ford just closing in on the back of him. But Nichols will hold on to a top 10 finish. So well done to Lachlan Nichols, top 10. Ryan Ford managed to fight back to 11th. And we'll have to wait a little while for Corey Williams in the McLaren. He's done a great job getting his lap times down. He's certainly on course to better his own personal best lap time. So he's had a difficult race, a fair bit of damage on the front of that McLaren. I believe he found the fence once or twice during this race. He'll come home in 12th position. So let's head over and see if we got anyone doing burnouts still. Well, we got someone doing burnouts. It's Skid Time. Yep. Living up to his name, doing some skids. That is great to see. And yeah, Lockie Nichols, he wants his attention. Got someone in the background there doing donuts as well. So, fantastic racing all round tonight. Let's wrap this stream up with the final position. So, Dravelmere, the winner of race number 2. He finishes ahead of Ben Ellis and Justin Redix completing the podium. Lee Walker and Matt Double come home in 4th and 5th respectively. Steve Duro in 6th, Chris Nipris in 7th, Joshua Hill in 8th, Skid Time in 9th. Skid Time still doing some skids, which is good to see. He's going to round out the stream with some good old-fashioned donuts. Lachlan Nichols in 10th, Ryan Ford 11th, Corey Williams in 12th, Dietmar Rath a DNF, but he manages to score 13th ahead of Lieutenant Lama, another DNF. So some disappointing races for both Dietmar and Lieutenant Lama. But that will wrap up this stream. What a night of racing. And let me ask you, and let me tell you something. If you are not entertained by that, I don't know what will entertain you. But if you want to get involved in some great sim racing like what you've seen tonight, make sure you jump onto the Go Race Promotion Sim Sports Discord. And of course, GT Club's GT Club's Discord. Of course, we have got GT4 with GT Club, and they've also got their IMSA special event, which is coming up soon-ish. Quickly jump over to their Discord and have a quick look here. So, yeah, there we go. We got the Daytona 3-hour on the 20th of February. That includes DPI, Corvette, Daytona Prototype, Corvette Daytona Prototype, and the GT Le Mans. Make sure you get involved with the GT Club Discord. because of course we have got plenty of racing going on with the GT4 league here on GT Club. And over on Go Race Promotions Sim Sports, we do have the ATCC Masters and TCX, with TCX 3 and 4 both open for entries, and ATCC Masters, pretty well about to start their second round. So make sure you jump onto both our Discords. In fact, welcome to the Discord for both Shen660 and Noah XRL147. And on the GT Club Discord, welcome to, see if I can't find it, John Wright, Mario Gaspar, and, well, Noah XRL147 as well. So welcome to both the Discords to you gentlemen. Anyway, we are going to wrap up this stream here, but first we do have to do drive of the race. For me, again, I think I'm going to have to give it to Matt Double. He had to go through the field 3 or 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. A close second, though, to Dravelmir. He had to fight his way through and make that panels as wide as possible while dealing with Ben Ellis. Make sure you send us your driver of the race for race number 2 in the chat. Very important that you do. I like the engagement. Geez, what a night of racing. So anyway, make sure you join our Discords. Get involved with the racing instead of watching. And, well, we'll have to, I think we'll have to wrap this stream up a little bit earlier than what I was hoping. But anyway, thanks for joining the stream. Thank you for all the new followers. And we will see you, if I'm not mistaken, next Thursday for round 2 of the Go Race Sim Sports ATCC Masters. We're coming to you from Oran Park Raceway. And then we'll be back with GT Club for GT4. And then the following Sunday, we will be live with the next round of the AK Racing V8 Supercar Series. So we hope that you hit the follow button, hit the notification bell as well, and we will see you next time. Until then, we'll see you later.